You know for a fact that if the dim-witted Democrats had as the face of their techno-tyranny a character that was half as creepy, laughable, and socially awkward as Elon Musk, you'd never hear the end of it. But those who toe the political party line don't let you say those kind of things. Let's take a look at Elon Musk as he appeared at CPAC.
I'm not going to kill any more time. Let's bring out Elon Musk.
Get ready to cringe.
Second.
Hey guys.
We've got one more surprise in case this wasn't enough. I'm going to let Elon do it. Who else is here?
Well, President Milei has a gift for me.
Javier Milei from Argentina. You guys know who that is, right? Why don't we bring him out?
Yeah.
All the Satanists are in the house tonight, and the conservatives love it.
Thank you. This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy. Chainsaw!
That's perfect.
All right.
I love it. Mr. President, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Nice to meet you. I love it. We love it. We love it.
All right.
We love it. The chainsaw for bureaucracy.
They told me to put this right.
Where should we put it?
They want it right here.
All right, great.
A little stage prop.
We love
All
you.
of you guys too. Thanks, guys.
Have a seat.
So,
He's got his Terminator glasses on, and they don't come off the entire show.
That was something.
I am become meme. Yeah, pretty much. I'm living the meme. It's like there's living the dream and there's living the meme, and it's pretty much what's happening, you know.
You're like, I think you're bigger.
I mean, DOGE started out as a meme. Think about it. And now it's real. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
But it's cool.
Let me ask you this. A year ago, if someone had told you you'd be at CPAC and working with the president to absolutely shred the government, the swamp, whatever you want to call it, would you have ever believed that?
No.
No? Me neither.
But it's cool. This is awesome. And I just want to say, thanks for your support. I mean, you guys are, So, I mean, we're trying to get good things done, but also, have a good time doing it. And, and have, a sense of humor, So, I mean, the left wanted to make comedy illegal, Like, you can't make fun of anything. So
the left, it's very, very important. You guys got to understand the operation. It's very important that in this PSYOP, they continue to uphold and underpin and broadcast the left versus right paradigm lie. Hey, we're the good guys. They are the bad guys. We want to build up America. They want to tear down America. We're for transparency. They're against transparency. We are for Elon Musk. They are against Elon Musk. Donald Trump is the hero. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the DNC are the bad guys. And the whole time, the people that own both corporate structures, the RNC and the DNC, are rubbing their hands together going, this is crazy that this recipe continues to work after dozens and dozens of decades.
It's like comedy sucks. It's like nothing's funny. You can't make fun of anything. It's like legalize comedy. Yeah. Legalize comedy.
And we've shifted the entire culture in just the last few months. The whole culture of this country has shifted dramatically just because of that election.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Freedom of speech, having fun again. It seems like we should have a good time, I
mean, it's a great time. Everybody in this place is so excited, and when you talk to conservatives, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
And everybody feels this great sense of relief because we were going to hell for about 4 years. It really felt bad.
Yeah.
And that's what's important about this psychological operation is everybody must feel a sense of relief. When people feel a sense of relief, they let their guard down. Critical thinking goes out the window. No longer are they able to judge what's actually going on and the fact that, hey, yeah, George Soros is a globalist. Yes, Bill Gates is a globalist. Yes, also Elon Musk is a globalist. Klaus Schwab is a globalist. He wants the carbon tax. But who else wants the carbon tax? Oh, that's right, Elon Musk. Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum want the UBI, Universal Basic Income, but so does Elon Musk. They want transhumanism, but so does Elon Musk. Never forget this.
Especially toward the end, it felt really bad.
Yeah, I thought we were sort of heading for a point of no return, really.
Yeah.
And so that's why it was so essential that President Trump win the election, and that there be a Republican majority in the House and Senate, which, thanks to you, that has been accomplished.
Yeah. Well, I want to ask you, one of the biggest questions I have for you is you've been, politically, you weren't really on one side or the other for a long time. You're a businessman. A lot of people, they stay away from it. Now you're on a side, and you've chosen a side. You're sitting here in a MAGA hat. What's it?
Here we go.
How did that happen? What was the moment
It's like dark Gothic MAGA.
That's a good one. Was there a specific moment?
Dark Gothic MAGA is a very wonderful hat.
Moment that it all changed.
Oh boy.
Yeah, when I realized I was a fool. No, I was, I guess, yeah, I mean, I'd say I was politically neutral for quite a while. Leaning a little Democrat.
How do you go from that to this?
Yeah, no.
How does that happen?
Well,
did they go crazy?
Yeah, they did go crazy.
Yeah, they went crazy.
No, I mean that whole cancel culture and
he's leading Elon here. He's trying to lead Elon down the road. How did that happen to you? Elon, as he's doing this right here. Oh gosh, can't make it more obvious than that, huh? Did they go a little crazy? Yeah, they went crazy. That's what got me from that side to this side. It was the craziness of the Dems.
It's trying to...
Nobody's going to ask this question, but Elon, aren't both parties essentially, in reality, controlled by the central banking cartel, the Federal Reserve? Why haven't you laid the DOGE axe and that chainsaw at the root of the Federal Reserve tree yet? And the Federal Reserve comes up here in a second, and it's handily evaded.
Stop freedom of speech and infringe upon people's personal freedoms. They just want state control of what you say. They want to take away your guns. And the reason they want to take away your guns, so there's nothing you do to oppose them. So it's sort of like, I just like we just need to restore the fundamental elements of what made America great, which is freedom and opportunity.
Yeah. We're seeing a lot of these freedoms disappearing in the West. It's not just about America. We're all watching Europe and knowing that they're about 50, 100 years ahead of us, right? Because they got an early start. And we're watching how they're devolving. And you're trying to save it from happening here.
No, I mean, in Europe, they put people in prison for memes.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's insane.
And they're collapsing. I mean, this society it's a collapsing society. It feels that way.
It feels like...
France was nicer 50 years ago than it is today.
Yeah.
I don't think you can question that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, really. Thanks. I love you too.
They do love.
I mean,
You could do an extended play clip on this interview right here with Elon Musk, and it would sound ridiculous. The times that he said, yeah, okay, stuttering, he's the world's worst communicator.
I really just wanted to do useful things, like, basically build products, provide products and services that are good, and that I wasn't really like that interested in being political. It just like there was at a certain point no choice.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, can I ask you what, on the same side of that coin, what's it like from going neutral to being vilified, largely vilified by the media? Like you're.
What? No. Really?
I mean, you turn on some of these channels, brother. I mean, they're angry at you. Does it bother you at all? Does it get to you? Yeah.
I mean, when they're chanting for my death, I suppose that's a little,
not good.
But then, like, the song's not even that good, and it's like you call that a death chant? That's nothing. Please.
They've been singing a lot lately.
It's not even good music.
Yeah. There's a lot of music lately. It's not good music either. Yeah.
Yes.
I would say that watching what you're doing with DOGE is just people love it. I mean, I've always looked at the government, and I've always looked at the government, and I've seen this big machine and you just know that they waste because they don't care. Nobody cares. There's more money coming. They don't care.
Yeah.
You're cutting all this out. Everybody in this country knows that the government is full of waste, fraud, and abuse, and you're doing the work, and the Americans love it. Watching their reaction politically to this, I can't believe how bad they are at responding to this. I don't know how you're going to sit there and scream and complain because they're cutting waste out of the government and try to win another election. How do you try to win on that?
Well, at this point, I'm not sure how much of the left is even real.
Yeah. How much was propped up by our money?
Yeah. Like literally, you see like these sort of fake rallies where there's like hardly any people, and the media will like frame it and like get all 6 people in the frame, but there's like nobody else is there. Like just it doesn't have popular support. But then you learn that like there's hundreds of billions of dollars going to these so-called NGOs. And it's your tax dollars that are funding things that are fundamentally anti-American.
And they're propping up their narrative.
Yes.
A lot of that government money has been propping up a left that I don't think is as strong as they made it seem.
In fact, a massive amount of your tax dollars is going to legacy media companies.
Yes.
Directly from the government.
The government wants to take over media.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. That's why we have X.
Yeah, and
that's why you spent $44 billion. I mean, that's a lot of money.
I mean,
more than it was probably worth. But there was a message.
Freedom is priceless.
Priceless. Yeah. Probably one of the most important investments this country's ever seen. If you got to protect the First Amendment, it's not much more important than that.
Freedom's priceless. That's why I'm for freedom of speech, not freedom of reach. Right, Elon?
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of criticism, and people said, well, that proves he's a huge idiot from he bought it for whatever, $44 billion, and now it's worth like 8 cents. And
it's not worth 8 cents.
But there's it was essentially to by freedom of expression,
once that's gone, it's all over. It's all over.
Yeah,
it into tyranny is really quick after.
Yeah. And it was about Yeah,
I mean, like it's all the sort of federal money going to media companies is what helps explain why the legacy media all says the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't it like it's like weird? Like you can put them up where it's like like when
they're mouthpieces for
the state.
For the state.
Yes.
And that's what we've come to know.
Yeah,
it's scary.
And I like that meme where because they're always saying like threat to our democracy, but if you just replace democracy with bureaucracy, it makes a lot of sense.
That does make a lot of sense. Remember that that supercut where they play all of those news stations saying the exact same thing, reading from the exact same script? It's not just leftist media. It's also rightist media. All of legacy media, including faux news and Newsmax, are mouthpieces for the people who own those media conglomerates.
Yeah.
Big threat to the bureaucracy.
That's exactly right. Let's talk about these DOGE dividend checks that everybody's talking about this week. And I know you tweeted out that you're gonna. Does everybody want like a $5,000 check in the mail? It sounds kind of good, right?
$5,000 check in the mail is like a slap in the face. If you're going to cut that much waste and fraud and expose that much abuse, you would give a check that's way more than $5,000. Let me just show you from the national debt clock. We are in debt $36.5 trillion just on the books. That doesn't count all of the black box spending. That's $107,000 per citizen, if you want to call yourself a citizen, or $323,000 per U.S. taxpayer. And they're talking about just giving you a small percentage of that. Not only that, what's really interesting about this debt clock is U.S. total national assets are not even as much as the total unfunded liabilities. You can't see the unfunded liabilities here on the screen. Let me see if I can expand this a little bit. The unfunded liabilities right over here, $226 trillion if you throw in Medicare and Social Security. But the total U.S. national assets is $205 trillion. We have about 21 trillion more dollars in unfunded liabilities than we do in total U.S. assets. Let that sink in. And they're thinking about just giving you a check for $5,000. Oh, how kind and gracious of them.
And the best part about it would be knowing where it came from. That's $5,000 that you sent them last year.
Totally. It's money that's taken away from things that are destructive to the country and from organizations that hate you to you. That's awesome.
Does it seem
hey,
like...
Brian, at least it's a start. What's wrong? You haven't got the money yet, right? And even if you did get the money, it's not enough. With all the wasteful spending, let me also show you on the national debt clock. DOGE has claimed to already uncover and save Americans $120 billion. $120 billion.
Have you talked to
I mean, that's like glorious. That's like
it's the best.
The spoils of battle, you know?
I like that. Is there traction on that?
Yeah. So, I talked to the president, and he's supportive of that. And so it sounds like, that's something we're going to do.
Yep.
That's something we're going to do. Every American is getting $5,000 back from DOGE. That's something we're going to do. The president is for it. He's got the House. He's got the Senate. He's got the Supreme Court, for goodness sakes. Why wouldn't they get it done? Oh, there's probably an entity that's bigger than all of those agencies. It's bigger than the executive branch. It's bigger than the judicial branch. It's bigger than the legislative branch. As a matter of fact, this organization controls all of those branches and all the people in those branches. That's the Federal Reserve.
So as we're finding savings, that's going to translate directly to reductions in tax. So.
Yeah.
Really?
I think they fired 6,000 people at the IRS today.
Yeah.
And
Only
I think
6,000?
said last night that they're talking about shutting down the IRS. And I think it's fair. I think people should realize this is, the amount of money that we send Washington like $5 or $6 trillion a year. That is such an ungodly amount of money. What do they? They say like a trillion seconds is like 30 years or something like that. That's how much we send them, and they seem to never have enough. There must be a lot you can cut.
No, absolutely. People ask me, what's the most surprising thing that you've encountered when you go to D.C., when you're in D.C.? And I said, well, the most surprising thing is the scale of the expenditures and actually how easy it is to, when you add caring and competence where it was absent before, you can actually save billions of dollars, sometimes in an hour.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And then they scoff at it and say, oh, a few billion here, there. The way they're talking about it, you can see They don't care. It's such little money compared to how much they're used to wasting. That's what's really scary.
Yeah, no, I mean, exactly. But obviously, it just shows that they really lack empathy for the average taxpayer who's working hard, paying taxes, and then they say, oh, $1 million.
Now, that's something else I want to highlight. Elon Musk and all these people are constantly referring to Americans as taxpayers. They want you to believe that you are nothing more, nothing less than just tax cattle. That's it.
It doesn't matter. I'm like, I think it matters a lot to people, you know?
I mean,
So what are you talking about?
I'd like to have it. Let me ask you a question. I know the president fairly well, watched him survive 2 assassination attempts. Had the first one not happened, the second one would have gotten him. It was very, because without those extra guys, they would have never seen that gun poking through the fence at the golf.
Still promoting the lies.
Of course. I saw the crew that you had.
Isn't it like mind-blowing that this has happened? I mean, it just... And what, by the way, why do we still know nothing about that guy in Butler? What's going on? Cash is going to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, there you go.
By the way,
Confirmed just a couple hours ago, but I saw that the security detail that you had come in is enormous.
Well, it's not that enormous. Maybe it should be bigger. I don't know.
I think you could probably afford it. But I mean, how concerned are you about your safety dealing? I mean, you are a wanted man. Are you nervous?
So, look, I'm open to ideas for improving security. I have to tell you, I don't actually have a death wish. I think. But it's not that easy. I mean, but I have I've had even people like President Bukele from El Salvador who managed to put in prison 100,000 murderous thugs, and he was like, he called me, he's like, I'm worried about your security. I'm like, you're worried about my security? I'm like, what? Okay. That's
I mean, talk about guts to do that down there. I mean,
yeah, totally,
and survive.
I was like, how did you put all those thugs in prison without dying? Because it seems like that would have been not easy, Well,
there's the president has one of his top attorneys is now investigating, I guess, Chuck Schumer for threats against SCOTUS, a congressman on the Democrat side, for saying, basically saying we're going to bring a war to you, like a fight to you. I mean, the rhetoric. You guys are screwing with things that are not supposed to be messed with. And
we're fighting the Matrix.
There's a lot of people that really don't want that to happen.
Yeah, we're fighting the Matrix big time here. But it's got to be done.
Yeah.
It
certainly does. What's going on with? Tell us about Fort Knox. There's Kentucky. It's a military base. It's a ton of gold, tons and tons and tons of gold.
5,000 tons of gold, or
5,000
tons
of gold are there in the ground in this. I mean, it's a very secure
thing. I
thing.
think we all want to see it.
I'd love to see it.
This is your gold, by the way. It's the public's gold.
Do you think it's not there?
I don't know. But I think
you just want to see it.
Yeah, we want to go see it and just make sure somebody did a spray paint some lead or something,
Yeah.
Is this real gold? Fight at the bar,
Didn't dent.
But I think honestly, part of this also is just let's have some fun and like I said, all this gold at Fort Knox, it's the public's gold. It's your gold. So I think you have a right to see it.
You want to take a tour?
Yeah. I think we should have do a tour. And then the president last night was like, I think he's in favor of it. That would be cool. And then it should be a live tour. You can see what's going on. Open the door. What's behind it.
Well, and there's
I think I'd watch that.
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah.
I mean, what does 5,000 tons of gold look like?
What does
How big is that? Is it the size of this?
It's got to be pretty big,
It's got to be a lot of gold.
Maybe there's some other stuff in there, just walk around, I don't know, maybe they got some other stuff in there.
Are you thinking about auditing the Federal Reserve as well, which is obviously
yeah, sure.
Regulates our economy. I imagine you think the waste has got to be everywhere.
Yeah, no, waste is pretty much everywhere. People ask, how can you find waste in D.C.? I'm like, look, it's like being...
That's all they mention about the Federal Reserve. They spent all of 5 seconds on it. Yeah, why not? Sure, why not? And then just went on to the next thing. See, that's what's going on here is people underestimate how powerful and how much control the Federal Reserve has over everybody. That is the main issue. That's the main problem. Why do we have all this waste? Because we have funny money being printed by the Treasury and the Federal Reserve at will. Nobody oversees their operation. Nobody audits their operation. Nobody controls their operation but them. Nobody has a say in what's going on over there at the Federal Reserve, because the Federal Reserve controls congressmen and senators and presidents and the DOGE team. Every one of them is controlled. The issuance and value of the currency is controlled by that organization that they are not going to touch. And if they do decide to audit the Fed, it's not going to be a real audit. It's going to be a show audit, because all this is a show. What is really happening here? Are you really willing to give away your freedoms for politically promised transparency and efficiency? Transparency and efficiency is good, but what if digital control is being set up in the name of transparency and efficiency? Isn't it still digital control? And if you have digital control, do you really have freedom? I'm going to probably do a second part to this video, because I see that there's still almost 20 minutes left in this, and I don't want to overextend this video right here, but I just want to say it's good to expose corruption and eliminate waste, but what if that's being used as a smokescreen to establish the Palantir Technologies surveillance network and Neuralink and UBI and carbon taxes? Leave your thoughts about this in the comments section below. What do you think about Elon Musk? Do you think he's adding to the left versus right paradigm lie, or do you think he's attempting to shatter it? Because in my opinion, he's not even coming close to shattering it. He has no desire to shatter it, because the people who are really in control are the ones who actually control the Elon Musks and Donald Trumps and Kamala Harris and Joe Bidens of the world. I will see you in the next video.